Psalm 3, verse 1 and 2. Oh Lord, how many are my foes? Many are rising against me. Many are saying of my soul, there is no salvation for him in God. Oh, 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 oh Lord, how many are my foes? Many are rising against me. Many are saying of my soul, there is no salvation for him in God. Oh, 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 oh. So Psalm 3 is the first psalm with a title. The title says, a psalm of David when he was fleeing from his son Absalom. And right there, just the context of this psalm is really, really heartbreaking. You have this messianic figure. You have David, like the king who's been chosen. He's in love with the Lord. He's been brought through the wilderness and into the kingdom. And he's defeated Goliath. He's defeated the enemies. And then, when everything should be great, he neglects to raise his own children, to parent them, to shepherd them in that same love of the Lord. So Absalom is like a character from, a medieval drama. He's twisting and conniving, and he is scheming to take the kingdom away from his father. He gathers an army. He comes to kill his own father and to take power. I mean, that's what you do. When you want to take the kingdom from someone else, you kill the current king. And David runs away. And this is the song that kind of summarizes David's prayer life in this season. Oh Lord, how many are my foes? Many are rising against me. Many are saying of my soul, there is no salvation for him in God. Now it's interesting, the primary accusation against David is that there's no salvation for him in God. And this accusation makes sense because David doesn't rule by the right of being the firstborn. He doesn't rule because he was in the king's line. He rules by the Lord's good pleasure. The Lord sent the prophet Samuel to choose David, to anoint him, and then through this crazy series of events brought him into the kingdom and into the position as king. So if David is being run out, the assumption is that God has left him. This is the primary accusation that the devil brings against me, that maybe the Lord was with me yesterday, but not today. If things are crumbling, if life is hard, the accusation is that God is no longer present. He's no longer good. He's no longer caring. Or maybe he's there, but he wasn't as strong as you thought. He didn't see this coming. And whether it's sickness or financial hardship or relational dysfunction or a power struggle, like there's always this seed of doubt planted by the enemies that say, not only are we going to overtake you, but in fact, your anchor, your central power source, which is the Lord, is gone. There's no salvation for you in God. Oh Lord, how many are my foes? Many are rising against me. Many are saying of my soul, there is no salvation for him in God. So at first glance, this is an accusation against David, right? You have fallen away from God. But if you look deeper, it's actually an accusation against God. This God is too weak. This God is too unpredictable. He's not able to sustain the one that he anointed. And And this is the real foundation of the argument that God himself is not strong or good. And you'll see throughout the rest of this psalm that the way to answer this argument is not with a personal defense. Oh, I've done better. No, instead, it's a reaffirmation and commitment to God and his character and his ability to sustain and complete that which he promised.